banners. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Sorry I'm late. Wait till some people get in here. What's up, James? Sorry I'm late. I was scheduled for 7:30, which was about a half hour ago, a little more, 39 minutes ago. But had to have dinner and celebrate parents' birthday and brother's birthday, so I was late. But it's nice to see you in here. I saw you on Dale's live. I'm not sure how many people I'm going to get in here because it's kind of late, and I am on the West Coast, like you know, James. So a lot of people on the East Coast probably going to miss out. Surprisingly, I got 3, so I'm quite excited. Everybody say hello. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Let me know what you think. I know YouTube has been really pounding, hindering, whatever you want to call it, the views on outdoor channels. Anything that has to do with outdoors, they literally slash the views down to nothing. There's channels with 100,000 people on there, and they're getting like 100 views in 8 hours. They're really taking a damper on things. So definitely subscribe and make sure you're still subscribed, because from what I understand, they've been unsubscribing people from channels that they were subscribed from because they don't agree with our views, so they unsubscribe us. Let's see. I'm in Mountain Time. They're good. Yeah, I think that's good. I was worried. TK here. Howdy, TK Outdoors. What do you guys want to talk about tonight? Anything from trapping, fishing, I guess hunting a little bit, anything you want, trap prep, trap bait, raccoon baits, cheap raccoon baits. I was going to talk about a little bit about raccoon baits and the alternative to cat food. But when I say that, there's a trap design that doesn't catch cats and things like that. It's a dog-proof design, so it doesn't necessarily catch cats, so you don't have to worry about that. And the trapper's responsible for putting the traps in the spot where you won't catch cats, so they got to be aware of their surroundings. Bader's going to talk about a sweet feed. It's a barley, oat, molasses, salt mixture. It's like and corn. It's a rolled corn. It's for horses. It's not a complete feed for horses. It's more like a add in to fill as like a filler for horses, but it has like molasses in it, so it's sweet. It has salt, which animals crave. It's great deer bait too if you can bait for deer. Yeah, it's good. You can go put it in the dog proof in your buckets and squirt a little fish oil in there. Although from my experience, you wouldn't want to just put pure fish oil, because from my experience, a lot of raccoons will ignore that if you kind of selective raccoons in your area. But what you can do is put like a little bit of shellfish oil in the fish oil, or a little bit of salmon oil and shellfish oil, or crawfish oil and fish oil, and mix that up, and it gives it like a multi-depth attraction to the animals. That's a lot of things about a lot of lures too. Going a little further in this, but lures aren't just, they just want an apple-based lure. There's like apple-based, there's a little bit of cherry in there, there's all these multi-layers that keep the animal interested, because when they go up to it, they sniff it, they smell one thing, then they get shocked and go away. But if there's multiple layered depths to the lure, smells, they can smell one thing, smell the next, and they stay there longer. So it keeps them occupied on the traps, and they'll get caught. That's something to do. But the sweet feed is just you get a 50-pound good bait, 50-pound bag for $10, right? 50-pound bag for $10. That's pretty good. Or you can just get the cheap dog food. That works too. But if you're worried about your cat food, if you're worried about cats and animals, the sweet feed might be the way to go. Because it's not geared towards like domestic animals, if that makes sense. Let's make sure I scroll up here to see the latest comments. Okay, we're good. That's something you could try. It definitely has a sweeter smell to it. It's definitely sticky. Like you touch it, and once it gets wet, it becomes sticky. So there's quite a bit of molasses on there. It's high in protein. Some animals like their protein. It's high in protein. It's a good quality food for trapping. I know some people don't feed it to the horses for reasons that like it's more of a cheaper food. It's not like it has a ton of nutritional value to the horses, so they don't feed to the horses. But we're not talking about horses. We're talking about raccoons, possum. I don't know how many possum would actually go near this as such raccoons, because raccoons like to get into things. They like sweeter stuff. Possums like sweeter stuff, but possums also like meat. They like predator baits. So that's something you can avoid by putting sweet feed in there, is avoid more of the possum. And the raccoons definitely will get in there because it's crushed corn, so like rolled oats and crushed corn. So stuff's kind of flat, so you can kind of pack it in there. And that's an option. Or you could, Corey Ardent, how's it going, buddy? Hope you're doing all right. Hopefully getting out to catch some fish. It's been quite a bit rainy lately. Or you can use the scent glands from raccoons. Correct. You could use the scent glands too. Another thing you could use is raccoon urine. Some companies sell raccoon urine. It works the same as like deer urine or coyote urine or bobcat urine. That's another thing you can use. But the glands work too. And the glands work during mating season. When they are looking for their mate, later in the year, maybe January, February-ish, they're looking for their mate. The boars are out. The female's kind of hunkered away. The boars are looking out. They're aroused. They're looking for some fun, the mate, and they're going to look for that. That's when the gland lure really sticks out, because the gland lure is just their sexual organs, if you will, not necessarily the penis, but like the glands, if you will, and that's what they're looking to mate, and the glands attract the males over. So you get, at that time of year, you get the big boars, the big boar coon, and that's where the glands come into play. Thank you for that, Corey. I use cat food with a little Tropic J's raccoon candy works good. That is a good point. Cat food with raccoon candy, depending on where you're at in the world, right? If you're in Iowa, a lot of people just put cat food. They don't even use bait, because if you put a trail camera up, you have 10 raccoons pass in a night on one trail. So it's really useless to put the extra scent to get them there. All you need is bait, and one of the 10 that go by will get caught. So it's not easy trapping, but it's easier trapping. Like out here in Oregon, I don't go out and target the raccoons. I go beaver trapping and then put the raccoon sets out to catch whatever's in the area, like possum, raccoon. So that's why I don't catch a lot of raccoon. But I guarantee if I go with my license and go put a feeler out there in the community, say, hey, who has raccoon problems? If you're outside the city limits, I'll come get them and remove them for you. I'll probably catch raccoons. So it's one of those things where I'm not actively targeting raccoons. I'm targeting beaver and muskrat and water animals on a water animal job, but I still put some raccoon stuff out around the swamp and stuff. Because if you think about it, they like rivers, they like that stuff. You got to be in the swamp too, because there's lots of bugs and stuff in the swamp, worms and stuff they can eat. But Tropic J's raccoon candy is interesting because, from what I understand, it's like a honey base. He said one time in one of his lives, and what's interesting, someone mentioned that stuck with me, because something I don't usually hear people talk about, is honey-based lures around corn, specifically around corn. When you have like a cornfield in Iowa or somewhere like that, or somewhere where there's cornfields, a lot of cornfields, Iowa has a lot of corn, right? So you put near a cornfield, something with the honey base interacting with the corn nearby, they're attracted to the honey more than over other lures. And it's not something like a gland lure where their instincts react to it. It's more of like a food interest, but the honey specifically is good around corn. That's what I remember reading about and listening about, and I did research on it, and it was interesting. That's something interesting about me is I will, when I hear something like that, something that kind of piques my interest, that's not, you don't normally hear repeated over and over and over, piques my interest, I'll go in and do a bunch of research for a couple hours on it and just get as much info as I can. If I find something interesting there, I will spend, if I have time available, I'll spend all day looking it up. As many videos, as many articles as I can, and read everything up on it until I run out of videos on YouTube, articles online. I'll go through pages and pages of stuff just so I am knowledgeable on the subject. And that's why I like, helping people, because I feel like I'm pretty knowledgeable. Now, I'm not the best person out there in the world. I never will be. I don't want to be cocky, but I want to help people. I'm naturally a helpful person. If you are saying you're struggling, I'm going to help you. If you need help with something, I'm going to give you the best advice I can. Now, you don't have to always accept it, right? But that's just me being helpful. It's me offering, hey, let me help you, You don't have to like it. A lot of people don't. They think I'm trying to tell them what to do when I'm really not. I'm just offering advice. Hey, try this, try this out. It might work for you. You continue to do it your way. Maybe it'll work for you. Maybe it'll work better than my way. Maybe down the road you find out my way is better or your way was better, depending on wherever you are. But that's it's that's why I like help people. I like to give them something, a bit of knowledge or my knowledge, something that I think will work, and then have them hopefully have something in their brain click and be like, let me try that. And then they could build on top of that and become a better outdoorsman. And that's all I try to do is help people, to give them like a stepping stone. Because when I learn, if I get thrown into something, I'll get lost, right? Be like, okay, I'm really lost. Give me a little bit. Give me a one tip or a little bit information, and then I can just build on top of that and go take off from there. I always have a problem getting started. That's why I always offer my advice, because I want that person not to be stuck at the beginning. I want them to exceed past the beginning. That's why I offer my advice all the time. You can also use the honey base with corn for a scent lure, for sure. Yeah, that is interesting for beaver. That's what you mentioned. Yes, that's interesting that you mentioned beaver and corn and honey, basically. What's interesting about that? Now, obviously, not obviously, but you wouldn't know this, but I haven't tried that. I haven't tried corn for beaver. I stick with the casters. I stick with the food lures, stuff like that. But honestly, if you watch people with their animals in captivity, like helping rehabilitate beavers, they're feeding them corn, they're feeding them kale, they're feeding them all kinds sorts of green vegetables, apples. So they'll eat just about anything. So why wouldn't corn work, right? And why wouldn't a honey-based lure with corn work for beaver trapping? Honestly, I just never thought of it. That's a great point, Corey. Very great point. That is a great comment. That's just something I never thought of. And comments like that is what jogs my memory into thinking. It's my brain just starts going, right? And that's the type of comment that I like helping people with. Like, blah, 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 blah. I like helping people, giving a suggestion. Now, I've always struggled with the way I word things and getting mistaken for people take it wrong. But I always want to give something like that, where they could take that foundation or what I suggested and then have them build upon that and then just take off and learning everything they can. Because I like I said, Judith and Dan's here now. Hey, Judith and Dan. But that's something I mentioned a little bit ago is I struggle with the first step, like the first step into something. So that's where I like a little bit of base support, and that's why I try to give people the base support, because I don't want them to struggle. Well, I struggle. If I struggle with something, I want to help you not be there. I want to see you exceed above me. I don't want you to make mistakes I made. I just want you to be happy and succeed. That's all I want. They eat a lot of lily pad root balls. Yeah, that is interesting. I made a post on social media, on Facebook, about nutria. People think, oh, I said they got beaver teeth, right? They got the same teeth as beaver, but they don't eat a lot of wood and stuff like that. They eat more vegetables, not vegetables, but like lily pads, roots, stuff like that. But they still have the same teeth, right? So why wouldn't they eat wood? Well, they don't. They like to root around the bank and destroy stuff. Same with muskrat. They have the same type of teeth, but a lot smaller, really small teeth. But they eat vegetation, stuff like that. And they'll eat little sticks, but not take chunks out of trees. So that's interesting. We mentioned root lily pads, and that's something that's kind of falls into the green vegetation. And that's I just try to help people understand stuff, Just because a nutria looks like a beaver teeth-wise doesn't mean they eat the same stuff. Same with fish. You may think fishing is one thing, but something else might work better. Or they meet that better. For example, a lot of people do steelhead fishing on the West Coast, and everyone uses like shrimp scent, stuff like that. I lately have a lot of success with squid scent because my process is not what do they eat in the river or in the tidewater. I'm thinking what do they eat in the ocean, and honestly, they're chewing on squid out there. Stuff and eat the squid. So I put squid scent on and have a ton of success, while everyone else is using shrimp scent. I try to be different, and that's where it pays off for me a lot. When does your water season start open? All of our season starts November 15th. Everything. Pretty sure stuff like Bobcat stuff that opens later. But water season opens November 15th. And this year, based off work and stuff, I'm working 11 hours a day. So I don't know how much filming I'm going to be doing. Sadly, because I like keeping up with YouTube, keeping you guys in, getting you guys videos. But yeah, November 15th. My brother has his license, I have my license, so we try to check stuff. If something's caught, he'll call me. I'll try to come and get it out, etc. But we purposely did it so we could like set some traps together and be like check them whoever's available time. So yeah, working a lot. My brother works a lot. He works at a bank. He's always driving around. Thing about my brother though, his work allows him to go drive places, pick up the phone, and make the call wherever it needs to be, or people call him a lot, so he can check the stuff. Me, I'm working landscaping. I'm not going to have a lot of time to be anywhere but the job sites because they literally drive all of us to each job site. So I'm literally stuck there till 5:30 at least. That's when I get off, and 6:30, it's 6 is dark, getting dark. So I really have no time. But on the weekends, you betcha I'm going to be checking traps. It doesn't hurt to try. Absolutely. The corn, the honey as a bait, why not? If like that's where something like TikTok comes in. I'm not a huge TikTok person, but watching like the rehabilitation videos, that's something people just look at. Oh, that's so cute. You know, other people just scroll past outdoorsmen. But I watch that stuff because I look at it like that's an opportunity to improve on what's out there. That's something to be like, that's not the leap. I'm not going to reinvent the wheel, obviously, but corn, that works. Vegetables, you put vegetables out there, they'll eat it. Stuff like that. As long as you don't have a lot of rabbits around, rabbits will devour vegetables, obviously. Put corn out, you should catch them. So stuff like that. That's always where I try to be one step above on my learning is being focused on every little detail of every video. Whereas a lot of people just kind of glance over it and enjoy it. I'm studying everything versus just watching. I'm literally studying everything. That's why I like to be more precise with what I watch. It's more watch it, play it back, watch it, pause it, look exactly what's in the frame, try to decipher everything. I'm very particular with that stuff. A lot of people give me crap because just I do, but like I'm very particular with stuff. And when you meet me in real life, I will give you the shirt off my back. I don't care. I would take my sweatshirt off. If you're freezing, I'll give it to you, let you be warm. I would rather freeze than you freeze. That's the type of person I am. I will literally freeze over having you freeze. Just the way I am. I've caught beaver in nutria with lily pad roots still in the mouth. I remember seeing that last season in one of your videos, I'm pretty sure, or the season before that. And it was in your mouth, in its mouth. And that was pretty interesting. They literally just swim and have it in the mouth. It's crazy. Adventurous James, evening to you. Squirrel Magnet Fishing, how are you doing, buddy? Hope you're doing all right. Things are going all right for you. What's your minimum check time? We have 48 hours water check. Pretty sure it's 24 land checks. Hello, Squirrel Fishing Magnet. James says hello to Squirrel. Fishing Squirrels, Magnet. Squirrels, Magnet, Fishing, and Outdoors. I wonder if I could make Adventurous James a moderator. I don't know if I can do that. Star comment. I don't know how to do that. I think Judith and Dan's a moderator. But I think I have to do that through the other actually through the YouTube app versus Streamlabs. Anything you guys want to talk about? Maybe hunting. I was looking at long range calibers, right? And for elk and deer, we have blacktail out here. We don't have whitetail. We have some mule deer down south. So in Oregon, just to sum it up, we have desert, we have forest, we have rivers, we have the ocean. We have a little bit of everything, right? Depending on where you are in Oregon. So, yeah, I'll talk about that in a second. All good. James is all good. All right, I'll figure it out. You've always been pretty good to me. So, and me saying pretty good, I always underplay stuff because I don't. When I'm wrong, it doesn't hurt as bad in here. So you've always been good to me, to be completely fair. So I was looking at rifles, right? Potentially long range stuff, a lot of power, a lot of knockdown power, long range. So looking at 300, whether it be Magnum, I was looking at 300 ROM, I think it is. 30, 378, 30, 338, stuff like that, long range power. But I looked at the 30, 378 Weatherby Magnum. But I saw a guy shoot at 3,049 yards, and when that thing hit the target, it had a ton of power. So I kind of I'm thinking I'm going to go with that. It's just a matter of getting one, and I think the ammo is $150 for 20 rounds. So it's like what, 8 rounds, $8 a round, something like that. Something I'm not good at math. I was trying to do it off memory. Trying to get my breath here. I never feel like I can get a full breath. 300 Win Mag with 200 grain GR LDX Hornady. Yep, that's good. I was looking at. I want to stick with a 30 caliber, but the interesting thing I was looking at a 6.8 Western. You know, a little bit bigger than 6.5. But I want like a souped up version. I want something like a 6.8 300, 6.8, something with a lot of I wish Weatherby would come out with a 6.8 neck down with a ton of power behind it. That's kind of where like the 378. I'm gonna shoot a lighter bullet and hopefully get a lot of speed out of it, a lot of power. Probably like 180 grain, so not super light. Well, there's a particular bullet. It's called the ELD, I think it is. I can't remember the brand. And so I'm swollen. It has very good trajectory, very flat shooting. The design of it it's actually designed for target shooting, but when I'm reading about it, they found out it's a killer hunting round because it goes in about 3 or 4 inches, opens up, and just stays open. And just makes a huge wound channel all the way through as it punches through. So it's very versatile round. So my brother shoots and does a heck of a job with it. Can't go wrong with 300 Ram Ultra Mag. Yeah, that's right. Very true. Shot a grizzly with 250 yards with 270 Win Mag, 100 nozzle partition. Nozzle part the not nozzler Hornady partition. The partitions are very good round. Very good round. From what I understand, very good. I know like the TTX or Hornady or whatever the heck it is. I can't remember the exact numbers because I was looking at it a couple weeks ago, and I just worked 52 hours this week. But the guy said I shot a deer, and it went through that deer, killed the deer behind it. I'm thinking that's why you don't shoot at an animal that when there's an animal behind it you don't want to kill. But I mean, I guess it's more obvious to other people than there's obviously some people versus others. I shoot 200 nozzle AccuBond. I dropped a black bear at 468 yards. Didn't take another step. Yeah. Go with 30.6 is a very good rifle for any type hunt. Yeah. I've thought about that. I looked for 30.6s. Honestly, with my research, I was having where I was looking, I had a hard time finding like good 30.6 stuff in there. It's probably like 30.6 is probably like the best all around cartridge ever made. Just the way it is from my research and stuff. But I don't know. I like the 30.6 because I'm like a history and military weapons nerd, and one of my favorite weapons, the BAR, Brandon Automatic Rifle, was a 30-06, and it's one of the reasons I love the 30-06. Hornady ELDX Precision Hunter. They make it ELD and ELX. Yeah, the ELD, I think it is. ELD. The ELD, I think it is. Has a interesting design. Yeah. But watching that guy shoot, that knockdown power, it hit that thing, just knocked that 24-inch plate way back and swung like crazy. And I was just like, that has that much knockdown down range at 3,000 yards. It's dropping anything that it hits. That is a ton of power down range. The 378. I got to think about 378 because I'm used to like the 338, stuff like that. I'm not used to saying 378. It's kind of interesting one to me. The 378 Weatherby Magnum was originally designed for the military, and it was for anti-personnel and light armor penetrating stuff. It was designed to penetrate light armor. So it's a hell of a round. It has a hell of a lot of punch. Thoughts on the 280? Ackley improved. Haven't looked it up. Someone suggested it today, and I just didn't really give it any thought. 28 caliber, obviously, I think. Haven't looked up the ballistics, so I really can't comment on it. But all the 280s, 270s, the 6.5, the 6.8s, all kind of are just hot new calibers coming out. And when the 6.8 Western came out, I was all head over heels for it. Then I didn't end up buying one. I looked at the store, talked to somebody. They had one in, but they didn't have the right color I wanted. It was out of my price range at the time. Then just never really looked at it again. I still have interest in it, but a lot of the hype and excitement just kind of dwindled off. The 280 Ankeny, I called it Ankeny. I'm an idiot. Ackley should be pretty. I mean, 28 caliber, it should be pretty good. I don't know the speeds, so I can't really comment on the foot pounds and all that stuff. So I really don't know. I've never really looked it up. I do have a big game rifle. It's an 8mm Mauser. Use it for blacktail and bear and cougar and all sorts of stuff. The 8mm Mauser, I'm a sucker for Mauser. The Mauser stuff is just great. The bolts on them, the Mausers are just great. The guns itself are great. 8mm Mauser is a heck of a gun. I've heard good things about it, honestly. Really good things. And yeah, it should take, like you said, take blacktail, bear, cougars, and elk. No problem. No problem. It is a little bit too much for our deer. A half-gallon milk jug fits in the hole. Which one? The Mauser or 280 Ackley? 300 Rim Mag? Which one, Judith and Dan? See if I can go back and look. Oh, the ELD. I think you're talking about this, right? The ELD Precision Hunter. Make ELD and ELDX. Yeah, my brother shoots a 300 Win Mag. Yeah. 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 I'm looking for distance, but if I got to put knockdown power close, it's powerful. My brother used to have a 300 Weatherby Magnum. That was my father's. Long story short, it disappeared, and it was a family heirloom, and I'm still ticked off about it. And this happened a few years ago. They moved in their house. They had the safe in this room. This room. They're gonna bring it over to the other house. Bought the house within a month. They set everything up. They brought the guns over there. 2 days later, someone broke in and stole the guns. And they're my father's guns for years. Like, I want to cry. Oh my God, here come the tears. Like, I want to cry because that gun was talked about for so much. I never like held it, never shot it, but I have so much like connection to that from all the stories. And oh my God, yeah, I gotta stop talking about that. That it like I'm gonna be in tears for sure. Yeah, that one sucks. They getting the gun stolen. It's not like they did anything wrong either. They literally just bought the house, just brought the stuff over, had the safe here, gonna bring it over in a couple of days, and someone broke in and stole them. Even the police were like, nothing you could have done. You didn't really do anything wrong. Stainless Ruger American, yeah. I was looking at the what's it called? Mark V Aculite Elite Weatherby. So I think they're one of those ones that make it 38, 330, 378. I've always heard like 338, 300. I don't think of a 378, so I stumble on it. As like a weapons nerd, history nerd, I stumble on it because I just don't hear about it much. It's really not something you hear about. My dad ran a 338 Win Mag well in Alaska, and it worked great. Yeah. A 338 and 308, right? Specifically, the 308 was a sniper rifle around for a really long time. Then also was the 30-06. 30-06 was one of those things where since the 40s that they used as one of the reliable in the M1 Grand, the BAR, stuff like that. It's just reliable. It hits hard, just great. Whereabout are you live in Oregon? I live 20 minutes, give or take, depending on traffic, west towards the ocean from Portland, right? So I'm hour from the coast, 20 minutes from Portland, probably hour, 15 minutes from Vancouver, Washington. So not far, but you got to remember when I say I'm near Portland, right? I just spit. Portland, what you hear in the news, Portland's really settled down. There's really not a lot of stuff happening there anymore. Obviously, shootings are happening, but kind of got used to that. But you guys heard all kinds of crazy stuff. Like I would not go down there. Like I wouldn't be caught dead going down there, right? But 20 minutes west of Portland, it's literally a whole different. I don't even know what this Truth Finder UK said. This whole different world. Different world, completely different. No, not a lot of shootings. I don't remember 3 or 4 shootings in the last 15, 20 years. Like that I remember. No murders. I think there's one murder that I remember here. It's so different than so different than I had to block that person, sorry. It's so different than what you hear in the news. Like Portland seems like a war zone. Out here it seems like you can sit down on your front porch with a cup of coffee and nobody will bother you. It mellow as can be. So a lot of people confuse Oregon with like this whole crazy world. It only problem spots are like Portland and then the highway that connects Portland to California and Portland to Washington and Canada. So that's like the only area. It's one highway. And there's a couple major cities like Eugene, Salem, Portland, Redmond, Roseburg, stuff like that. That kind of are the problem. But really, everywhere else is very polar opposite and votes very polar opposite of Portland. Portland and those cities are like the only reason the state is the way it is in politics. Careful, Truth Finders here. He's a troll. Yeah, I got rid of him. Thanks, LDT free and that. Yeah, I got rid of him. I blocked him. He's just, you know what? He gives me free views, so have at it, Truth Finder. You find my dirt. I'm okay with all the dirt that I have. If any dirt, spread it, bud. Good luck. Yes, very much more coastal. I'm literally like from the coast over the hill, 10 minutes from when you get out of the mountains, and I'm here in my area. So like not far from the coast at all. And I go to the coast all the time fishing. Like growing up, we used to go fishing on the coast every weekend. Now that I think about it, what I thought was normal was actually crazy because we would go so much. But it was a lot of fun. I loved it. Truth Finder was blocked. Goodbye, dude. Good work. Mission accomplished. I follow this guy across the YouTube Warren channel. Appreciate it, man. Or woman, or I say man because I'm a guy. I just say that as a saying, but I really do appreciate it. That guy or girl or whatever, Truth Finder, is crazy. Appreciate his being here. Appreciate what you do, and I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Now that's interesting. You said 38 Wallen. Here's a good one. The 38 Wallen. Wallen. Yeah, whatever. It's English. English is hard, right? Go ask the guys from Brazil that I work with that speak Portuguese. I'm helping them with all the meanings and stuff. They love it, but man, they say English is hard. Wallen maybe. And it's a very good rifle. Yeah. That rifle, the 35, is good. I honestly, from the reviews I saw, I don't have anything bad to say about it. I really don't. When you think about it, like even if ballistics are slow or fast, bow hunters kill deer with the bow at roughly 40 feet per second, right? Roughly, or foot pounds or whatever, however you want, foot pounds, not feet per second, but foot pounds. Where rifles, thousands and thousands of pounds of killing power, right? So if you have a slow bullet, it's still going to kill them, or a fast bullet, it's still going to kill them. So yeah, so it doesn't really matter what you shoot as long as you're a good shot. But obviously, you got to be ethical for the size of game you want. You can't go shoot water buffalo with the 22. So, which surprisingly poachers do to poach the animal. Some North American animals, probably not water buffalo, but still, a lot of poachers use 22s just an instant kill in the head. It's stupid. I was reading about that, and yeah, don't ever poach something. Well, don't even poach stuff. Just simple as that. I like the 40F70 with 25 grain level revolution. Yeah. Before looking at the 3378, I was looking at 44 Magnum, 4570, all stuff I want. But the moolah comes into play big time. Even though like I'm doing blue collar work, the guns are expensive, man. Expensive. And the bullet, yeah. So I make pretty good money. I have to pay my bills and have some fun concerts, like front row VIP pit tickets, depending on the band. So and get to work every day. So I still have quite a bit of money, but guns are expensive. Off topic. How do you dispatch your animals? Me? Personally, a lot of my trapping is underwater and condor bears. Underwater, I do a lot of runs with condor bears. I love condor bears. Got caught in a few of them last year, twice. A 220 and a 120. 120 Belial, 220 220 Savage Joe, and a 120 Belial. Savage Joe caught me across the knuckles, like that. The Belial caught me on the fingertips, and I had to pull out. But those are obviously instant kills. Well, close to instant kills. I buy the expensive traps, the powerful traps, because I don't want them to suffer. So that's how I do it. If I had to do coyote trapping or raccoon trapping with the DPs, and I shot him, it's a Heritage Rough Rider. Or I want to get fancy and go have some fun in the woods with squirrels, Henry 22 is the basic model. Works fine. I've looked at the CZ 475 or whatever they call it, little 22 they make. Super accurate. Would be a fun one to have. So the dispatch animals, Rough Rider, Ruger Wrangler, or if I just want to feel a little more Western, lever gun, Henry lever gun. But I'm not going to bring my Henry Golden Boy silver because I paid an extra $250 roughly to have the silver coating and make it look a little nicer. I'm not going to just go beat that thing up in the woods. So I'd probably get another one for around $340, $350 and get just a black model and just call it good. That's what I'd do. Yeah, it's heavy, but throw it in the pack basket. You don't have to worry about it. And if you're worried about it going off, just open the lever, throw it in there and call it good. Because the lever open, it would never fire. If that makes sense. My next mountain rifle is going to be an ultralight 270. Gosh dang. Mustache hairs. Bro. Control yourself. My next rifle is going to be an ultralight 270 Win Mag. A little more common than 300 run and easier to find out. Yes, for sure. The 300 run is a bit of a tough one to find, inexpensive. But it's, my brother was just talking about this at dinner. It's a great rifle. He shot one. I have a single shot 45-70. Dan, it kicks. It's a kick in the pants. Yeah. Around here we use the single shot break barrel rifles. Yeah. The Henry makes this beautiful single shot, and it's nice because if whether you're left or right, the action breaks to the left or right and opens up. So it's universal back and forth, so you can open it either way. Beautiful single shot rifles. They have this bronze or gold one, then they have the black one. And I almost picked up a single shot 44, but just never really developed into it. Once I got back to it, had the money, it was sold. Let's see. There's a 17 HMR pistol through the lungs. Yeah. Only thing I worry about the 17 HMR is the velocities of it. And honestly, I believe it or not, it probably work great. But just the velocities of it for dispatching raccoon stuff scares me a bit, because I watch some of the videos, some YouTubers, and they talk about the they shoot one into like clay blocks. The clay block exploded on the 17 on the close to exploded. The 22, it just made a big enough hole, and it was like, I don't know if I want to like have that much fur damage. But interesting thing about like the 17, it's a small bullets. I don't think there'll be a lot of fur damage. So I kind of really don't. I'm hesitant. I'm hesitant to get one. But for squirrels, why not? It would be great. Yeah, but that's one of those, like, I want to get it, I don't want to get it. I'm stuck on right now not getting it. But then again, like tomorrow I'll be like, I kind of want it. Then I don't want it. I can't make up my mind. So it's one of those things. Yeah. It's one of those things like I'd have to go with somebody as they dispatch an animal, look at the animal and be like, okay, it's a viable option. If I don't go with the person, gosh dang, mustache hairs. If I don't go with the person and watch them like dispatch and they'll like look at the wound, I won't. My opinion is I'm gonna not really have an opinion on it. But that little tiny thing's got to do a heck of a job. Then again, like I've never really held one. The bullets, I've only seen them in pictures, and in pictures they look huge. So, yeah, that's kind of where I kind of fall flat. I never really held one. TK says I had a 20 mag, but a smaller hole in the Fox than a 17.8 from. See, and that's the stuff that like makes me just be like, I don't want to buy one, and then shoot it once and be like, not a good idea, and then like have to go through the hassle of selling it or just letting it sit. And that's kind of one of those things. It's like that's why it kind of scares me. I always hear, "Oh, they're great, great, great." Then I get that one review, and it's like, man, it put a huge hole. I'm thinking it just kind of takes me from buying it to unsure. And then one time I get to buying it, then I'll read another bad review, and I'm like, I don't know anymore. Like I'm just, I don't want to like pull the trigger on and regret it. So that's where I'm at. And see, that's where I'm like, I've seen people hunt with them, and I'm like, no, why? And that's where like I think the headshot, but it would just like blow its head to pieces. As scary as that is, like crazy to say, I can't do that. I can't. I really have no words for it. Like I just can't spend the money on something that I'm probably not going to use. Or I'm going to shoot once and regret buying. I don't know if I read that comment, but yeah. See, 17 from R with 17 grand VMAX. Turn squirrel into red mist. Only take headshots. Yeah. And a pistol loses so much velocity the bullet doesn't exit. Plus, they have slugs too. See, and that's something that I didn't take into consideration. I was thinking, where's the angle? Rifles, not pistols. And honestly, the caliber has so much get up and go with a short barrel. I really don't think it has enough time to get up to speed. It just kind of would just go in and be done. If that makes sense. Like it doesn't have to take the power, like advantage to take the whole down the barrel accelerating speed. It just kind of goes out and it's in. That makes sense. I'm looking at a 375 H&H and a 458 Winchester Mac. Yeah. For deer, elk, bear, moose, what are you looking at it for, Corey? Yeah, so a 17 HMR. I want to get one like in a lever gun, but when I think of lever guns, I don't think of a 17 HMR and think, oh, it's going to be a great lever gun. I think of 22 mags, 44s, 4570s, etc. 38s, 357s. I don't think of like a 17 HMR. Like that's such a small like cartridge. I don't see how the functioning of the gun would work properly without like, having a few jams, especially like a lever gun. Maybe a bolt action, but like a lever gun, like I'm thinking about. I'm not sure about that. Yeah, what kind of pistol, James? What kind of pistol do you shoot the 17 HMR with? Is it one of those like Browning ones with like the Browning Sporting almost looking pistols, or am I thinking of 20 mag pistols? I forget what they're called. Just look like they have like a built-in muzzle brake on them, I think, or something like that. See, yeah, we've been on for 48 minutes. I'm surprised how well this is going because I haven't had a live in a long time. I was hoping Iowa Trapper would pop in here, but he's like, "Oh, I haven't seen you go live in a while," so I didn't go live. Then I came in here to go live. I know it's late. It's probably 11, 12 o'clock at Naira, but I take that back. I said I was hoping to see him in here because it's in Iowa and it's late. It's 9 o'clock here, so. Taurus Tracker Revolver with 6-inch barrel. Yeah, so 17 days tomorrow with 6-inch barrel probably doesn't get up to like super high speeds like it normally would. So, like you said, it'd probably go and just do just fine. Probably do about the same as a 22. The smaller hole. So, like you said, that would work. I was just thinking the barrel zipping out of there, long barrel, and they're just thinking, no way. But out of pistol, it makes sense. Corey, are you looking for elk, moose, bear, caribou, wolf, cougar? Or are you looking at the same, are you talking about the same stuff you talked about above? Judith and Dan, what other stuff do you guys hunt down there? I know you hunt pigs, you trap beaver. What else? Other outdoors things do you guys do that you don't necessarily put on Facebook? Other things like hunting, fishing, or not Facebook, YouTube. Well, I gotta go get going. You guys have a great night. I got Halloween party to go to. Yeah, that's important. That's definitely important. Like, get dressed up. You should go as your profile picture on here. Red hat, red American flag hat, like some nice gear and like a walleye. That would be like a foam stuffed walleye. That would be like a great outfit. That would be a great outfit. Have a good night, James. What the heck did I just do? Okay, we're good. Turkey, trout, brim, nice. Turkey, rainbow trout, brim, nice. Do you ever do any bass fishing or catfishing? I think, don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure you've done something with like catfish lines, jug lines, stuff like that, tree lines. If I'm mistaken, tell me. I thought I've seen that before. Oh, geez. I just saw the red. It's so small. It's a brown trout. Have a good one. The browns are beautiful, man. I love browns. Have a good night. I have church tomorrow. Thanks for all the useful information. Good night, everyone. Good night, TK Outdoors. Come back soon. Don't forget to subscribe, everybody, and comment on my videos. Facebook or YouTube's kind of been playing games with views lately and subscriptions. So make sure you're still subscribed. Make sure you're still liking comments. Everything's been wonky. Just want to make sure you're still supporting. And I appreciate everybody being here. Viewer number 6 popped in. Say hello. Who are you? Don't be shy. I'm very friendly. I caught a 50-pound flathead on the rod reel. That might have been what I saw. Yeah. Flathead are great. Flathead, I wish we had them around here. I really do. It would be so fun. Well, we have them on the Snake River, but it's like the Columbia River. Columbia River, if they had flathead in it, it would be crazy. They have a channel cast, they have bullheads. Supposedly Washington State, which the Columbia River borders both Oregon and Washington, has a blue catfish record, but I have not seen anybody catch a blue cat in the Columbia. So, yeah, I don't know how far up into Washington they were. Mostly for bear and elk and moose. Yeah. Corey, what? I thought you were in Oregon. What part? Where are you from? I could have swore you were from Oregon. Where are you originally, or where are you located without giving specifics? I know, don't give specifics on the internet. I don't want to know. I don't want anybody like following you or trying to find you. If you know what I mean. That's try to remember from your Facebook. Yeah. Where are you located? Is it Northwest Washington, maybe Canada, Alaska, something like that? I know you said moose, so probably Upper Washington, because that's a salmon. So assuming Upper Washington. Down to 2 viewers. I'll probably cut this at an hour, 15 minutes. So we got 10, 20 minutes left. That I'll be out here. Anything else you guys want to talk about? Anything? Work? Want to get anything off your chest? If we don't get any more comments in the next 5 minutes, I'll probably cut it. Because I want to go lay down. I'm tired. It's been a long week. I did 52.25 hours, all outside in the rain, all landscaping, lifting a lot of debris buckets over and over and over for 11 hours, and mowing. I think I walked 11 miles the other day mowing and pulling leaves. I'm exhausted. Looking to get trapping season started next week. That, I can't wait. You always have great trapping videos. you always have such promising sets and areas. You have the world's biggest caster mounts. They're freaking huge. We have like over here, we have them like little, like about that tall, if that, or if not, like they take a little bit of debris and throw it on the bank, like a couple sticks and a little bit of grass, like a handful. So it's crazy. They have like mounds that are like 4 or 5 feet wide, 4 or 5 feet tall. It's crazy to me. It always blows my mind. It's just so crazy to me. And oh yeah, you should check the RBGs out. Definitely get some. I feel like from water's level, from the videos I've seen, the square traps just stand out too much. The round ones, since they're round and if they're half underwater, since it's round, you can kind of blend it with grass better. Because what stands out on a square trap to me is the corners. When I'm looking at it, when I looked at the video, one of the guys posted from water level, I see the square, the corners, and the RBGs they kind of blend rounded. So if you kind of get a little bit of grass hanging off, if you put a stick across, right? Put a little bit of grass hanging down, you can blend it so it breaks up that top outline with a little bit of clear spot by the trigger and inside. Oh, it looks so freaking good. Looks so good. You've got to try the RBGs. They look killer from water level and looking in. They look really good. The boundary marker mounds are waist high. Colonies use this mound every year. So the ones that I see you putting caster mounts on or putting on Legos on are those what are those boundary lines? Are they? Because here all we have is casters. We really don't have like giant swamps like you guys have, or rivers that have all these swamp stuff and boundary lines and colonies. We have houses, and that's about it. Our area is kind of like up north, like Michigan and Canada, but we don't freeze over. So we really don't have like muskrat huts. We just have beaver huts and burrows into the ground. That makes sense. So that's interesting about us. We never really freeze over here. Sometimes the water will dry up a little bit or go to a trickle, but we never freeze over a water because we're just too warm. So we really don't have muskrat huts in this part of Oregon at least. Maybe down south or down southern Oregon or eastern Oregon they do, where they get like a lot of snow, but we don't up here. So I think it doesn't get much cooler than like 20, 25 degrees. The water's always flowing, so it never gets like 10, 12. There's only, I think, one time that I saw on the truck, I think it said 6 degrees, and I took a 13 degrees, and I took a picture of it. I was like, this is freaking nuts. I'm probably never going to see this again, so I had to take a picture of it. One time it said 13 degrees at 6 in the morning. It's absolutely insane. They use bigger mounds as territory markers, like buck scrapes. Ah, I see. That is interesting. I never would have thought of that. That's smart. Yeah, we don't have anything like that down here. We just, like, we have the huts, we have the runs, we have little slots where they slip in and out, and that's about it. There's really no, like, huge mounds or stuff like that. Even the beavers that have been in the creeks for years, they don't do that. That's pretty unique up there. I live in southwest corner of Oregon. So you live down by Coos River on Coos River. What else is down there? Or Coos Bay, I mean. How far southwest? You live down by the Alsea, the Coos Bay, or Newport? That's interesting because I thought you were somewhere in Oregon. I can't. Chetco. I'm thinking, what's there in Chetco? It's just called Chetco. Yeah, I mean that's down there. I don't know if the Chetco's in. I've been having a brain fart. It's been late. I've had a really long week. I was falling asleep on the way home from dinner. That's why I was late, because I was coming home from dinner. Big family get together, celebrating 3 birthdays. So everyone likes the mounds in our videos. Just wait till you see the one I found that hit this season, waist high. Dang, that's crazy. That is crazy. That it always blows my mind that it has to be unique to your area or the South, where it's like swampy like that. Even going down the Pearl River in Louisiana when we were there for swamp tours and stuff, there was nothing like that. There's no beaver sign like that. Yeah, it's just crazy to me. Really is. It's crazy. Really is. You would think you guys would have huge, tons of beaver, like infested with beaver for those mounds. Those mounds have to be years and years and years and years old, I think. Because then our mounds, like I said, are like there's a fistful of grass, and that's it. If not a little bit of pile of dirt. That's all it is. And maybe a little bit shoot sticks. That's all we find. I did not just do that. Put my foot on the old thing here. Old sewing machine. Caught 130 last season. Jesus. That is crazy. That is crazy. Really? You caught 130? It's crazy. I watched your videos and I could have swore that you just kept pulling them out. We just kept pulling them out 4, 5, 6 at a time. It's crazy. What was your most successful lure, Judith and Dan? Because I know you guys were experimenting with a bunch of different lures. I'm curious what your most successful lure was. Oh yeah, you guys definitely got to try this season some of the O'Gorman stuff. I'm curious how it will work down there. Some of the O'Gorman's gland lure, some of that stuff. I'm really curious. He makes like 4 or 5 beaver lures. I'm curious out of all those, which ones would work best down there. His products are incredible. The bases, the quality and greens. When I opened mine, I looked at it, I was like, dude, this is going to be killer. Just the density and the everything in there was great. You definitely got to try them out. I highly recommend them. They come in 2-ounce jar sizes, and they smell really good. Like they've really surprised me. They really surprised me with the quality and the smell, and I was surprised when I opened that jar. I was like, this has got to be great stuff. I tried some of it. I love it. I really do. Really falling in love with O'Gorman's. You guys got to try some of it. I think it's O'Gorman's Blanket Beaver and O'Gorman's Gland Lure. I think I have. Got to try both those. Locklear's Enrager, Hellsus Enrager, and my Alpha Delta caster lure. Nice. Yeah, you guys got to try the Blanket Beaver from O'Gorman's, and then the Blanket Beaver is like a minty food caster lure, and the Beaver Gland Lure is a caster gland lure. I want to see you guys use it because I don't do a lot of leg holds. That's why I want to see you guys do it. I do a lot of more Conibear stuff, but I really want to see how they work because, gosh, I'm excited to put more of it out this season. When I put some out last season, I caught the majority of the animals in the area, so I was more, if anything came by, they may go in the trap. So I didn't really get a real fair trial. I really want to see you guys try that stuff. O'Gorman's Blanket Beaver, O'Gorman's Beaver Gland, it's called. The minty lure gets plugged up with nutrient records. Yeah. So the O'Gorman's gland would be interesting. That's the thing about minty lures. They will attract everything on the sun: coyotes, um, beaver, nutria, otter, muskrat, everything. There's not a single thing that's not attracted mint, except for like game animals like deer, some of that stuff. Mint is like a universal attractor, and a beaver caster is a universal attractor. And I think there's two of the top attractors out of all the stuff out there, in my opinion, from my experience. Yep, you got it. Awesome. I live closer to Charleston. Okay, that's what I was thinking. So you're down by Basin Tackle. Well, what was Basin Tackle? That sucks that Rob had to close that. I mean, I love tuning into his stuff. You know, I always got to see what was happening down south in Oregon. Yeah, I saw that too. So am I. I would be like, oh, I'll just buy you the beaver lure from O'Gorman's, but like my checks haven't hit, got bills to pay, and really haven't had any spending money lately. So just started a new job, so I gotta wait a whole another week before I get checked, and all that goes to bills, and I gotta wait another 2 weeks to get paid. Otherwise, I'd buy a couple jars to try it because I really wanted to see the results. Yeah, Basin Tackle, Rob. I was always impressed with Rob's just everything he did. Oh man, I'm tired. You guys want what else you guys want to talk about? I'm waiting for new comments. Looking at the comments here. Man, I am tired. My head's dry. I'm getting a headache. Yeah, I want to try the bearded man too. I really do. Watching 330 use it makes me want to use it. We make an Alpha Delta cast lure. An Arkansas Trapper is testing it for us. It's nice. That is awesome. That sounds great. Yeah, it's tough to beat caster. It really is. It always seems like when you buy beaver lure, it's never up to par with like self-made stuff. But like when I looked at O'Gorman's stuff, I'm like, this almost looks like homemade stuff. It's stuffed with caster. I mean, stuffed to the brim with caster, preservatives and all that stuff. So, and just stuffed to the brim with caster. I mean, that looked like the most loaded beaver lure I've ever seen. Some really high quality stuff. We met up with him and swapped caster lure for honey. Nice. Oh, 330? He seems like a good dude. I really do like his videos. Him and you guys, 330 and you guys, Jonathan Dan, were like some of the first people that I like subscribed to when I started watching the beaver stuff. My dad suggested him, and my dad suggested you guys, and me and my dad would watch both of you guys. I've trapped for a long, like since 2014, 12. But yeah, watching on YouTube stuff is always fun. An Orchestra Trapper. Oh, nice. Nice. Yeah, you guys got to try the O'Gorman. Have you ever tried O'Gorman's? Let me ask you that before I just keep suggesting it. Oh, no. Okay, there we go. Have you ever used the O'Gorman's? A lot of the other lures, like thick and pasty. The O'Gorman's is like what I would picture if you take a preservative base, right? and I won't freeze. And stuff, just take a bunch of casts and just stuff it in a jar. But like not whole, like blended real fine. And something about the base is thick, but like it's not thick like paste. It's thick like a runny thick. And oh, I'm excited to try it. Yeah, it's definitely O'Gorman's has really impressed me. It's not other lures on the market, I feel like are just very generic consistency. Though Gorman's, I opened that jar and was like, I'm hooked when I opened that jar. I didn't even use it yet. And I looked at it and was like, that's good stuff. No, but I will try. You should. You definitely should. Well, like I said, I can't speak for results because I already killed a ton of beaver that were in the spot that I was trapping. I have more put out just to see whatever, if anything went by, just try to get it going there. Kind of like a Hail Mary, put the conibear, put the lure. If something goes by, get them in there. But the majority of them are caught. Never really end up having another animal go in those traps because they're all in any of the traps that rest that season because they're all dead. But with your population and your availability to water, I'm really curious. All right. Wood chipper, caster blaster, tail slapper, I'll catch, but mine rocks. Yeah. 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 I used caster blaster, used tail slapper, caught one of both those. I mixed it with Dunlap's Dead Man Hand, which is the food lure, a minty food lure. A lightly minted food lure, I should say. That seems to work. It's a good combination. I have the trap way out in the obvious open. Just the bars are like this. The bars are like this, blocking the entrance. He swam right around, right into the trap. Watched right into it. Got whacked, and that had nothing covering it. I had no sticks, no nothing blending it. It was just the H stand, the trap, and the wings of the trap spread out. He went right into it. Got caught in the conibear in the RBG. That beaver either was really stupid or was head first into those, going in for those lures. He was just going straight in. Either that or he just this wasn't a very smart beaver. But yeah. And that we trapped that same swamp for the last 4 or 5 years. So you would think you would get wise up, but he just went right in. I was shocked when I saw that. Like the water level kept lowering, and then I finally put it. The trap, I had to stick it out far enough, but it really wasn't blocking the hole. It really wasn't set properly. But that animal turned around, went right in the trap, and was like, it really blew my mind how he just went right in. Right now, I'm gearing up for jetty fishing for black rock fishing. Yep, it is that time. We as in not necessarily me, but my father, my family, has been going catching them for sure. Yeah, I can't wait. Oh, how that beaver got caught gets me excited to test if it was a lure or it's just a dumb beaver. Because if I put that thing out there, good 4 feet from the hole, and just enough that the arms are straight out, right, and really where he can get around it, he could go around the trap, and they go back into that trap like that. Those lures are killer. But I have no way to prove that it was a lure because I don't have any video of it. This year, I'm putting the video right on the camera, right on the trap. So when he goes in there, I'm seeing it. I'm going to learn this year about those people. But yeah, Caster Blaster, I think, did it in Dead Man's Hand. And then the other one was Tail Stopper's Dead Man's Hand. Yep. Do you have any other plans for trapping this year, Ruth and Dan? Any new secret lures you're going to try to do? The place I set first is a damage job to remove a few prom beaver. Going to be a heck of a season. Lots of other signs this season. Yeah. You always have the best videos. I always get so excited. You for beaver and 330 for beaver, right? I would trap it for raccoon. Out of those three, I get so pumped. because like I know what to expect. Like Dunlap, I love watching this stuff. It's just more like different things. Super informative. I love the stuff he puts out. It's just I never know what to expect what he's going to upload, right? Iowa Notes Raccoons. You and 330 Beaver. And I don't watch 330's other fishing stuff. I watch his Beaver stuff. Nice. That'll be fun to see if you do that. If you film it, cats and fox. That would be nice. Little dryland sets. That is exciting because that is something I haven't seen you do, and that gets me excited. Are you gonna do more buckets, or are you gonna do more? Trying to swallow. Are you gonna do more buckets, or are you gonna do more open, like walkthrough sets, or dry land? Oh yeah, and with your buckets, I mentioned last year. You know how I just kind of set them out. I would get grass and like blend them like you're gonna blend a conibear in. Blend from the front of the face of it, the whole back blended. I almost take the whole bucket and stick it up into the brush, the back, and then just leave the opening with the trap there where they look right in, like a hole. That's what I do with my buckets. Because I don't want them to sit there and go all the way around the bucket and smell everything. I want them to go one way in, and that's it. That's one thing I would suggest is to blend the heck out of them with grass. Cat cubbies, box sets, and flashy jars. Nice. Nice. That's going to be fun to watch. It'll be fun to watch. What time is it there, Judith and Dan? Is it like, what, 11, 12 p.m.? So I got 2 viewers, so I'm assuming it's Corey and Judith. Yeah. 11:30. Nice. Yeah, it's 9:30 here, and I'm getting tired. Like I said, it was a long week this week, and lots of backbreaking work. And our jobs that we did, it was one of those things where like we had 3-man crew when we should have had like an 8-man crew to do this property. And the 2-man crew worked 4 or 5 hours and didn't even make a dent in the property. The homeowners association couldn't do commercial stuff. Yeah. It was nuts. Lots of work. And it's just exhausting, really draining. Yeah, like, man, I'm just tired. Anybody have any suggestions what to talk about? Anything you want to talk about? Going to try to pick off a few otter and make you see that's I love otter trapping. Otter trapping, like, it's fun. Mink trapping, I didn't do a lot of that. My brother and dad did with our mentor, and they did a lot of that on the coast because there's used to be a mink farm there. And years ago, the mink farm closed, so they just let all the mink out. Well, they bred, and so there's tons of mink there. So we've caught black mink, we've caught all kinds of things, all kinds of mink, and all kinds of things there. But yeah, so I don't know if you'd call it like farm raised mink or wild mink, but they were once farm raised, now wild living. They caught quite a few of them. When an otter shows up in a set, it's a good day. Yeah, very true. They have some of the nicest pelts, like bar none. Super sweet pelts. Super sweet pelts. And way we skin them, we leave the feet on. Kind of do the feet like a cat, like you would a cat, bobcat or something. Man, super sweet. Oh, there's something about feeling that otter pelt and just feel like the thickness of the fur, the thickness of the skin, it's just something else. It really is fancy. Definitely a favorite of mine. All right, I've been on for an hour and 20 minutes and 30 seconds. Anything else you guys want to talk about? Last thing before I leave? Or have any questions? If you're watching this after the live, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Facebook's been doing some crazy things lately. They've brought down viewership down to a bare minimum. They've unsubscribed people from channels, so make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you like, make sure you comment. Helps algorithm and helps get my video out there to help people. So make sure you pay attention to that stuff and make sure you give it a like. The golden otter from 2 seasons ago is a once in a lifetime otter. Moyle has only seen 6 that call in 65 years. That is crazy. I got to leave that up there. That is crazy. That is like, that is like an ultimate. That gives me like chills. Oh, that is awesome. That is like definitely a once in a lifetime achievement. That's awesome. That's crazy. All right, guys, I think I'm going to go. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate it. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you're subscribed still. Facebook has been playing games. Facebook is not Facebook, but YouTube has been deleting people, unsubscribing them. They have been taking viewership and not advertising the channels like other channels that they advertise all over. These channels they purposely don't advertise. So make sure you watch the stuff. You look for my videos and rewatch them. Right now, it's YouTube against the outdoorsman, and YouTube's pulling all the strings they can to not support us. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and pay attention to what's going on and watch our videos. I thought it was a nutria until I got it up to it. That is awesome. That's awesome. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. Like I said, I'll reiterate this. Like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you're subscribed because I'll say it again. Facebook is deleting and unsubscribing people at random. I've seen it across all different channels. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure you comment, like. It adds to the algorithm. Share the video out there. Share it with your friends. Do what you want. Have a good day, and see you guys later. See you, Judith and Dan. See you, Corey.